What's good, YouTube? It's Big Mont, and we back here again with another video. In today's video, we here to talk about how can the NBA fix tanking in the NBA. Basically, this is a hot topic going around right now because the Jazz and I think the Pacers they got fined, and also Adam Silver he talked about tanking during All Star Weekend. This is what he had to say.
We're coming at it in I'd say in two ways. One is um, again, focusing on the here and now, the behavior we're seeing from our teams, and doing whatever we can to remind them of what their obligation is to the fans and to their partner teams. But number two, as I also said in that statement, the competition committee started earlier this year re-examining the whole approach to how the draft lottery works, and ultimately any changes will require a vote of the Board of Governors, so then we'll need to go in front of the board. But there have been lots of different ideas out there over the years, not just necessarily changing the draft lottery odds yet once again, but looking at whether there's a better system here to try to align incentives. I think when the point about this year, when you look at the totality of the circumstances, I mean, of course, I'm paying attention to what's happening, and the perception is you have a very deep draft class this year. A perception, who knows whether this will be the reality, that the next 2 years' draft classes aren't as good. There's no doubt that's affecting the behavior of our teams. But at the end of the day, I think there needs to, I think all the teams need to step back, the ownership of those teams, and just as a reminder that we're all in this together, that we want to have fair competition, we want to have fair systems, and to keep an eye on the fans, most importantly, and their expectation that we're going to be putting the best product forward.
Fourth row on your.
Yeah, my thing is about this whole tanking situation. Yeah, but tanking it ain't nothing new. Teams tank all the time. They tank in all sports. I just think basketball they tank they're stupid compared to football. If a team tank in football, literally what they're going to do is we're losing. If we got a young player, a young quarterback, let's put this young quarterback in. Let's take out some of these old players. Let's put in our young players and let's see what they can do. Again, they not like basketball. You see, the Jazz got caught because you play your person the whole first half and just sit them down for the rest of the second half. You gonna get called basketball games. You may have the whole team sitting out this game when they play a trash team, but then when they play a good team, all of a sudden, they're ready to play this game. That's why I said basketball. They mess up with basketball by All-Star break. If your team was losing, and if it was like football wise, like the Jazz, you see what the Jazz doing, man. Larry Markin. If it was football, Markin would have been down. Jaron Jackson would have been down. Would have put in straight young people. Let's see what the hell we can do. Ace Bailey, you getting about almost 30 some minutes a game. You see what I'm saying? That's what they would do in football. Basketball is we play a trash team. All our main people sit down. Next game we could play a good team. We're gonna bring them back. That's kind of suspicious right there. That's why I said I think they think completely different compared to football. That's why I said football. If you bad and you trying to get a number one pick, you gonna see boy the starting quarterback he coming to the bench or they getting rid of him. Look at the Jets. Like the Jets knew actively it's time to tank. So you know what they did? Hey, Sauce Gardner, Williams, we just finna blow this whole thing up and let's rebuild. So you see what I'm saying? So yeah, again, I'm not saying tanking's bad. I just think they do it stupid. For basketball though, I think how they should fix it to me is either give it to the worst team or the tournament for the number one pick. And I like that idea of basically where you have the bottom teams compete and whoever wins get the number one pick. But I think if you do that, you should the games you should basically do the same thing like how you do for all NBA and first team. Like if you don't hit the certain amount of game threshold, you shouldn't be able to play in those type of games either. You can't basically sit down and barely play all season. Then when it's time to compete for the number one pick, all your star players come back. No, 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 no. We ain't, we ain't finna do that. If I was them, so if I was to do a game, playing for the seeds, I would do that. But yeah, you have a game limit set, so they can't just come back and play for this tournament. But overall though, do I think like taking's bad for the league? For basketball, it's a mixture. Because my thing is, if you're gonna tank, you can't how do it like how basketball plays. But that's why I said again, basketball they do it way stupider than football. Like if you're gonna learn from football, boy. If you know your team ain't finna make it to the finals and you want to tank,